My loving audience take my love and subscribes my channel. And dive B&B stories. Was this really just a simple mistake by Deacon Sharpe? Or was he playing a dangerous game with a woman who literally invented the rules of getting even? We have all seen that look in Sheila Carter's eyes when she has been discarded. It is a look that usually ends in a hospital visit or a funeral. But this time, the silence from her corner is louder than any gunshot she has ever fired. Honestly, it is suffocating. Don't you feel it too? Is it possible that Sheila hasn't just moved on, but has actually found a way to become totally untouchable? The real question we should be asking isn't just about who she is with right now. It is about what she is planning to do to the man who thought he could just delete her from his life like a bad app on his phone. The atmosphere in Los Angeles lately is just plain heavy. Deacon Sharpe is a man who consistently seems to think he is much more charming than he actually is. He finally handed Sheila those divorce papers and just assumed her silent exit was a sign of growth. He actually told Finn that the split was amicable. I mean, is he totally deluded or just the most optimistic man in soap opera history? To think that you can walk away from a woman like Sheila Carter and she will just sign the papers and wish you well is peak ego. He is currently distracted by this whirlwind romance with Taylor Hayes. They are turning therapy sessions into makeout sessions behind closed doors, while Sheila was supposedly shacking up with a mysterious roommate. Think about why this is happening. Deacon is desperate to prove he is a reformed man. He thinks being with a good woman like Taylor validates his new life. He is using this relationship as a shield against his own messy past. But the funny thing is, he's left the back door wide open for a predator. Sheila's disappearance wasn't her giving up. It was a strategic retreat. When a predator stops making noise, it doesn't mean they've left the forest. It usually means they've found a better place to hide. Deacon acts this way because he needs to believe he has tamed the beast. If Sheila leaves quietly, it proves he is a hero. If she fights, he is just another victim. By calling it amicable, he is trying to rewrite the narrative of their entire relationship. But internally, Deacon has to be terrified. He is clinging to Taylor because she represents the respectability he has craved for decades. Every kiss they share in that apartment is an attempt to drown out the memory of the woman he once called his queen. This isn't a divorce for Sheila. It is a temporary ceasefire that Deacon has mistaken for a permanent peace treaty. He is treating Sheila like a closed chapter in a book, forgetting that she is the one holding the pen. I honestly think he is being incredibly reckless. You don't ignore a threat like Sheila. You monitor it. By celebrating his freedom while she is literally lurking outside his window, he is practically inviting a disaster. We recently saw Sheila smirking outside Deacon's apartment while he made out with Taylor. That wasn't just a look of jealousy. It was the look of a collector taking inventory. She is gathering intel. She isn't rushing in with a gun because she has realized that emotional trauma lasts longer than a physical wound. She is watching Taylor, the healer, becoming a homewrecker in the eyes of the law. Sheila is feeling a twisted sense of betrayal. She actually loved Deacon in her own warped way. Seeing him move on with someone who represents everything she can never be, respected, professional, sane, is a direct hit to her ego. Wait, let's reframe this for a second. In Sheila's mind, she isn't the stalker. She is the wronged wife. In her world, Taylor Hayes is the villain who used her professional position to steal a husband. This shift in perspective is what makes Sheila 2.0 so dangerous. I absolutely love this calm version of her. It is much more terrifying than the Sheila who just starts shooting. A Sheila who waits is a Sheila who wins. It is all about control. By watching them without their knowledge, Sheila regains the power Deacon took when he dumped her. She knows something they don't. She knows she is still there. That secret knowledge is like a drug for her. Now let's talk about the mystery roommate. Deacon mentioned Sheila is dealing with something with her roommate, and the rumors are flying. The most scandalous and likely candidate has to be Jack Finnegan. Why Jack? Because it is the ultimate power play. Sheila doesn't just want a boyfriend. She wants a seat at the Finnegan table. If she aligns herself with the biological father of her son, she creates a united front that Finn will find impossible to ignore. Jack is likely at rock bottom right now. He lost Lee, he lost his son's respect, and his career is in shambles. Sheila offers him the one thing no one else will: unconditional acceptance. For a man drowning in shame, Sheila is a life raft. This wouldn't be a romance. It would be a hostile takeover of a legacy. Jack isn't a lover in this scenario. He is a battering ram designed to smash through Steffi's defenses. If this is true, the writers are geniuses. It is the original sin of the show coming full circle. Jack and Sheila together is a middle finger to the entire town. Both of them have been cast out by the perfect families. They are bonding over being pariahs. Jack's behavior is rooted in deep insecurity and a nothing-left-to-lose mentality. There is also talk that the roommate might be Remy Price. They have a history. Sheila lied to Bill Spencer for him before, calling him a handyman named Dario. They are both scrappers who know how to survive on the fringes. There is a kindred spirit connection there. Both are currently broke and looking for a way back into the lives of the people who dumped them. This would be more of a scheming duo partnership. It is less about a high-status takeover and more about two street-smart villains helping each other navigate a world that wants them gone. While Jack is more explosive, Remy is more practical. A handyman and a nurse living together? That is a classic soap setup for a Misery Loves Company plotline.
We also have to consider the crazy theory that the woman Deacon married isn't even Sheila. What if it is Sugar? Remember, Tom Star helped rescue Sheila, but nobody actually checked her toes or questioned the doppelganger story that deeply. If Sheila is actually Sugar, then everything we are seeing is an act by a woman who had plastic surgery to look like her. Imagine the horror Deacon would feel. He spent months trying to redeem a woman who isn't even who he thinks she is. The betrayal would be absolute. This reframes the entire Deacon and Taylor romance. It is not just a triangle, it's a hall of mirrors. If this person is Sugar, her new man might be someone from her own past, not Sheila's. This is the kind of completely insane drama that makes this show legendary. It adds a layer of mystery that keeps us guessing every week. Let's be real for a second about Taylor Hayes. She is a world-famous psychiatrist who is currently dating a patient's husband while the marriage is still legally active. Taylor is so desperate for love after being Ridge's second choice for years that she is throwing all her professional ethics out the window. She is giving Sheila all the ammo she needs to destroy her. Taylor is terrified. Behind that healer exterior is a woman who knows she has crossed a line. She isn't just afraid of Sheila's temper, she's afraid of Sheila being right about her. Taylor is currently the other woman. No matter how bad Sheila is, the optics of a therapist sleeping with a man she met through his criminal wife are just terrible. Taylor is being totally hypocritical. She preaches healing, but she is currently contributing to a situation that is guaranteed to end in a bloodbath. She is acting more like a homewrecker than a professional. She wants to believe Sheila is the only problem, so she doesn't have to face her own ethical lapses. Her attraction to Deacon is rooted in her need to be the savior for a broken man. And then Sheila puts on a nurse's uniform again. This wasn't just a career move, it was a psychological attack on Taylor. By returning to her roots as Nurse Sheila, she is mocking Taylor's status. She is saying, "I'm the same woman you've always feared, but now I'm back and I've got a lawyer." For Sheila, that uniform is a suit of armor. It reminds her of a time when she had power. For Taylor, it is a trigger for every trauma Sheila has ever inflicted on her. This is high-level trolling. Sheila is reclaiming her identity as a healer to contrast with Taylor's destroyer behavior. It is brilliant and terrifying. Sheila knows exactly which buttons to press to make Taylor lose her cool. Sheila didn't just bring the divorce papers. She brought conditions. She wants Taylor to use her influence to grant her access to Finn and Hayes. This is Sheila's smartest blackmail scheme yet. She knows Deacon and Taylor want to be together. She has turned her own exit into a transaction. Sheila is feeling a cold, calculating victory. She knows that every moment Taylor spends with Deacon is a moment she is paying for with her professional soul. The divorce papers are emotional shackles. By refusing to sign them without a bribe, Sheila is making sure she remains the third person in their relationship for a long time. This is classic negotiating with a terrorist. If Taylor gives in, she loses her integrity. If she doesn't, she loses Deacon. It is a lose-lose situation that Sheila has perfectly engineered. And what about Finn? He is the real victim in this new man reveal. Seeing his father, the man who lied to him for decades, shacking up with the woman who shot him, that is not just a plot twist. It is a nightmare. It makes Finn question his own DNA. If both his parents are liars and criminals, what does that make him? Finn is feeling a double betrayal. He's been trying to build a bridge with his biological mother, but seeing his father validate her presence makes that bridge feel like a trap. Finn is caught in a biological pincer move. His parents are surrounding him, trying to isolate him from Steffi by claiming that only family can truly understand him.
It is heartbreaking to watch. Finn is a good man, but he is being systematically dismantled by the two people who should be protecting him. He is terrified that Sheila's evil is a part of him. Seeing Jack embrace Sheila confirms his worst fear, that the Finnegan bloodline is just toxic. And we can't forget about Lee. She is coming back, and when she finds out her ex-husband is with her worst enemy, the fallout will be brutal. Lee fought so hard to save Finn and keep Sheila away. To see Jack join the enemy is a level of betrayal that is hard to even imagine. Lee will feel absolute rage. She has spent her life being the loyal wife while Jack and Sheila were the original sin. This reunion is a slap in the face to every sacrifice she's ever made. This relationship is a middle finger to the whole town, but especially to Lee. It says her decades of loyalty were worth less than a few weeks of Sheila's acceptance. Lee is going to go nuclear. And honestly, she has every right to. I hope she teams up with Steffi to burn this alliance to the ground. Jack and Sheila will probably try to frame Lee as the cold one who drove them together. It is a classic gaslighting tactic. With Jack being a high-powered lawyer, the battle is shifting from the streets to the courtroom. You can't just get a restraining order against a legal expert who knows all the loopholes. Jack can help Sheila sue for visitation rights to Hayes, using the argument that they are the biological grandparents. Steffi is going to be in a constant state of panic. Her home is her sanctuary, but Jack is the one who can legally break down the doors for Sheila. This is how Sheila gets back in action. Not with a weapon but with a law degree. It is a civilized form of violence that is much harder to fight. It is a brilliant move by the writers. It takes the stakes from a crazy woman with a gun to a legal battle for a child, which is a much more grounded and terrifying story. Sheila is using the very system that punished her to reward herself. It is a psychological flip that shows how truly resourceful she is when she has a powerful man backing her. While all this personal drama is exploding, the House of Logan is launching a major fashion line. Sheila thrives in chaos. The more the Logans and Forresters fight over fashion lines, the less they notice what Sheila is doing in the background. Hope is openly unraveling over her secrets, and Steffi is distracted trying to find out what she is hiding. This means no one is watching the real predator. The business rivalry is the smokescreen for Sheila's ambush. While they are arguing over hemlines, Sheila is measuring the drapes in their homes. It is a classic misdirection. I think the Forresters are going to be so blindsided by the new man reveal because they were too busy looking down their noses at Katie's new venture. The human brain can only handle so much conflict. By having multiple wars going on at once, Sheila ensures that the Forresters are spread too thin to mount a proper defense. The tension isn't just simmering anymore. It is about to explode right in Taylor's office. Can you imagine the scene? Deacon and Taylor are finally happy, thinking they've survived the Sheila storm. Then the door opens. It is not a screaming, violent Sheila. It is a calm, composed woman standing beside the one man who can dismantle their peace forever. Sheila won't even raise her voice. She'll just introduce Jack as her partner and watch Deacon's jaw hit the floor. The fight won't be about Sheila the monster anymore. It will be about Sheila the family member. I predict Jack will help Sheila get legal rights to see her grandson Hayes. This will drive a massive wedge between Finn and Steffi that might be the end of their marriage. Finn will struggle with his father's influence, and we're going to see a dark side of Finn emerge as he feels the weight of his DNA. As for Deacon and Taylor, their relationship will crumble under the weight of Sheila's blackmail. Taylor will likely lose her medical license, or at least her professional standing when Sheila exposes the timeline of their affair. Deacon will be left with nothing, no restaurant, no Taylor, and a very angry ex-wife who owns half of his life. The new man shocker is just the beginning of a total hostile takeover. Do you think Jack Finnegan is actually in love with Sheila? Or is he just a broken man looking for revenge on a town that rejected him? And if you were Finn, could you ever forgive your father for shacking up with the woman who shot you and your wife? Deacon Sharpe thought he was the hero who could walk away from the fire without getting burned, but Sheila Carter just brought a professional arsonist to the party. The week of June 15th is going to change everything we know about the Finnegan family. Whether you're Team Sheila or you just want her gone, you have to admit, she knows how to make an entrance. Will Jack be the one to finally settle her down? Or is he just another person about to get scorched by the fire? One thing is for sure. It's not going to be boring. Honestly, I can't wait to see the look on Deacon's face. He really thought he could just move on and leave Sheila in the dust. But Sheila isn't dust. She is the wind that blows it back in your face. The way she is coming back is going to leave everyone absolutely speechless. Was this really just a simple mistake by Deacon? Or was he playing a dangerous game? We've all been waiting for the other shoe to drop, but nobody expected the shoe to be a stiletto aimed directly at the heart of the Finnegan family. Sheila hasn't just moved on. She has found a way to become totally untouchable. She is teaming up with the one man who can dismantle Steffi and Finn's peace forever. Let's look at the stage again. The atmosphere is suffocating. Deacon is a man who always seems to underestimate his own choices. He finally handed Sheila those divorce papers and assumed she'd just go away. But is that really growth on her part? Or is it just a smart move to stay out of sight? When a predator stops making noise, it doesn't mean they've left. It means they found a better place to hide. Deacon has been so distracted playing doctor with Taylor. It might be the most awkward thing we've seen in a while. They were busy with each other while Sheila was shacking up with a mysterious roommate. The whole town just assumed she was broken. But come on, we know Sheila Carter doesn't do broken. She does reinvention. Why did she disappear in the first place? If you think about it, Sheila knew that staying and fighting Deacon would just make her look like the villain again. She is trying so hard to convince everyone she is a new person. By vanishing, she forced Deacon to lower his guard. It allowed him to dive headfirst into this romance with Taylor. And honestly, that romance is built on a foundation of betrayal. The shocker isn't just that Sheila is back. It is about who is standing right next to her. The rumors were everywhere. People were asking if it was Mike Guthrie or maybe James Warwick. But the latest spoilers point to someone way more scandalous. They say it is the one man who represents the ultimate betrayal to Lee and Finn. We are talking about Jack Finnegan. Why Jack? Well, think about the leverage. Sheila doesn't just want a boyfriend. She wants a seat at the table. If she aligns herself with Finn's biological father, she creates a united front of biological parents. Only time will tell, but one thing is for sure. It is not going to be boring. Sheila Carter is back, and she's brought a friend. Think about the history of Jack and Sheila. They have a child together. That is a bond that never goes away. Sheila has always wanted a family. She's tried so hard with Finn. Maybe she thinks Jack is the key to finally having that. But at what cost? Jack was always the responsible one compared to Sheila, but he had his own secrets. He lied to Lee for decades. He's not a saint. Maybe he's finally tired of pretending to be one. Maybe he just wants to be himself, even if that self is with Sheila Carter. It is a fascinating dynamic, the lawyer and the outlaw. It is like a movie, but for the people involved, it is a living nightmare. I can't wait to see the first scene with them together. The chemistry, the tension, the pure shock. It is going to be television gold. So let me know what you think. Is this the end of Finn and Steffi? Is Taylor about to lose everything? We'll be right here to talk about it all. See you in the next video.